Harihi Om Namasabhaya. So, what is Sahasranama? Why it has to be studied? Namo Dharmaya Mahate Namak Krishnaya Vedase Namo Dharmaya Brihate Krishnaya Akhuntamedase. Dharma, Dhara iti Dharma. So, Dharma is way of living. Sanathana Dharma mein there is no stipulation per se. As long as you are able to imbibe the Atma Jnana, who are we? How should I lead life? So there is no stipulation that you should go on certain days to temple or you should do puja. And as long as you are able to imbibe the understanding and understand who you are and what you are supposed to do. In other words, it is called Purushartha. Arth mane goal. Purusha. Purusha means it includes all manush. Manushya ka arth kya hai? ये संसार में क्या करना चाहिए? Of course, संसार में जीवन करना चाहिए. But हमको, for us, along as we go in life, we get lost. In Hindi तो उसका शब्द है अधूरी, अधूरापन, एवं अपूर्ण. We feel something lost. In those times, what we do, we bring people together. Satsang. Satsangatve nitsangatvam. So we come as a group and then contemplate who am I, what I should do. Then we have to go by dharma. Dharayati iti dharma. That which keeps us moving. That is known as dharma. And this way of living, dharayati iti dharma, this way of living has been for many years. That is the reason it is called Sanatana. Uska adi evam ant. Humko nahi jana. We don't know when this form of living, but it evolves. Yuga yuga mein it keeps on evolving. That is known as Sanatana Dharma. And this Dharma is for us to get up in life. So and then what does this Dharma say? Then Dharma can be abstract. Okay, I don't understand what Dharma is. But in Kali Yuga it is very difficult. So then they say, Rishis are seers. They have lot of knowledge, and that knowledge has been given to them by Brahman. Brahman means supreme, not Brahma, not the forehead Brahma. Brahman means Brihatvati iti Brahman, the supreme being. And it can be anything you want to choose. In English you can say all-inclusive monotheism. So there is only one Brahman. People can name it in different fashion or form. And this Sahasranama talks about the different gunas. The names are nothing but guna. If you are Kamala means you are like lotus. If you are Padmakshi means your eyes are like Padmam, lotus. Right? So it is like that. If you are Skand means Skanda means Kumara Devata. So likewise, Skananamiti Skand. So he came from the Ma Ganga. Ganga se Utpanna hua, Skananam. He came from there. So hence the name Skandan or Murugan. Likewise, names represent some guna. Similarly, Narayan ka guna vivaran evam Sahasranama. So there are so many names. Bounty. You cannot count, but Sahasra is 1000. It's just one way of quantifying. You cannot quantify the Brahman. So it is one way of understanding the guna. So why do you do this puja? Why do you do this archana? Is to praise the Lord by his actions, which are nothing but guna. So that is, so Narayan is described in 1000 names. It can be even 1 lakh, it can be 1 crore. But 1000 is something better than 10, something better than 100. So this was done in Mahabharata. Narayanam namaskritya naranchaiva narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatho Jayamudhirayet. So, Mahabharata is not the actual name for Mahabharata. The name given by Vyasa for his Grantha, for his book, is known as Jayam. So, this Jayam came out of the Upadesa of Lord Vishnu in Badrikashram. In Badri Vishal mein, Brahma, the supreme God, took the shape of Nara and Narayan. Nara is hum jaise manushya log. Narayan is a superior. Naranam ayanaha yasya saha Narayana. So, Narayana is the one who resides in every Atman, and every Atman takes its abode in Narayana. So, this was the conversation between Nara and Narayana, and that was transferred to Vyasa Rishi. Because Vyasa lived in a place near Badrikashram called Mana. Mana mane Gufa. He lived in a cave near Badrikashram. So he imbibed the gunas. He imbibed the Leela. He imbibed the activity of Lord Narayana. And he started writing many things. First and foremost, he started writing a Sastra called Brahma Sutra. It was difficult. Then he started writing about Mahabharata. Iti iha asanne. So, while Mahabharata was going on, he was residing in Himalayas and started writing as a commentary. So, that is known as Mahabharata. So, then he named Mahabharata using a title called Jayam. Because at the end of Mahabharata, it was victory for Dharma. So, the Dharma became victorious. So, even though that battle was between Kauravas and Kuru Deshika Rajto Kauravas, or Pandu ka Putra Pandavas. Okay, so even though the battle was between Kauravas, not Gauravas, it is Kauravas and Pandavas, at the end the victory is for always, even today, even then it was for Dharma. So it talked about Dharma and Dharma's victory. So Vyasa named it as Jayam. In that Jayam is a big book. It's a magnum opus. So it has normally, people count it as 1,25,000 slokas. And normally slokas have 32 letters. It's called one Anushtup. There are 1,25,000 slokas. Each sloka is made up of 4 quarters. Totally 32 letters. Imagine how many letters would have been used. So it is a big grantha. It's big, brihat, it's a big grantha, and that grantha is divided into 18 books. Those 18 books are called parvas. Whereas in Bhagavat, it is divided into 12 books. They are called cantos. In Ramayana, the entire Ramayana of Valmiki is divided into 7 books called kanda. So these are all different synonyms. Saptakand. வால்மீகி ராமாயணத்தோ சப்து காண்டு. வால்மீகி ராமாயணம் என்பது 7 காண்டங்களை உடையது. Similarly, Bhagavata, which is Krishna Katha, Bhagavata was also written by Vyasa, but this is the last text written by Vyasa. The first text written by Vyasa is known as Brahma Sutra, that is Shastra, that is philosophical. And then came Mahabharata, which is a commentary of the things that was going on when Vyasa was alive. And then when the last text written by Vyasa is Bhagavat, which is nothing but Krishna Leela, Krishna Katha. So, like Ramayana has 7 books or 7 kandas, Mahabharata has 18 books and Bhagavatam has 12 books. Of that 18th books or volumes of Mahabharata, 13th book is called Anusashana Parva. Each book in Mahabharata is known as Parva. And the 13th book, this you should know. Why? What is Sahasranama? Where is it? Why is it being told? Who told? Why should we recite? And what is the essence or what is the phala? What are we going to achieve out of this Sahasranam? So Sahasranam is part of Mahabharata, written by Vyasa. It is in the 13th book of Mahabharata called Anushasana Parva. So Anushasana means to follow. So the instructions were given by Bhishma Pitamaha. So Bhishma talks to Yudhishthira after the war. 12th Parva, 13th Parva, these are all after the war. After the Mahabharata Yuddha. Mahabharata Yuddha took place 18 days. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. Similarly, Mahabharata has 18 volumes, 18 books called Parva. So, we are coming into the book, sequentially, 13th book of Mahabharata, known as Anusasana Parva. Anusasana means, Sasana means, you dictate to people, you order people. So, and then you have to follow. So, Anusasana means Anusasana Karna, to follow. So, Yudhishthira or Dharmaputra goes to Bhishma because his team has become victorious. While being victorious, so many people lost their lives. Can you kill people? Why did this war happen? What did I benefit after killing my family, after killing everybody? So Yudhishthira was perplexed. Dharma was perplexed. Yudhishthira is incarnation of Yama Dharma. So he goes to Bhishma Pitamaha. Bhishma Pitamaha was already hit and he was lying down for many months expecting Uttarayana, Makara Sankraman, Thai, Tamila Thai Masam. So Yudhishthira, Bhishma was expecting the arrival of Uttarayana because Ichha Matrena Mrityu. Bhishma can say when he wants to die. Not many people have the luxury. But Bhishma has the luxury to die when he wants. So even though he was hit by Arjuna in Dakshinayana, he was waiting till the beginning of Makara Masa, Thai Masa, or Uttarayan, to leave his body and go to Krishna. So then he was in the Sharatalpa. Shara mane arrows. So Bhishma was lying in Sharatalpa, and then Arjuna came and hit his bow, and then Ganga came, and all he was doing was only drinking Ganges water because he is a Mahapurusha. Then Yudhishthira asks, what is the biggest dharma? What should I do? So this is where Vishnu Sahasranama begins. So Vishnu Sahasranama is about 108 shlokas in the Anushasana Parva, which is basically a conversation between Bhishma and Yudhishthira, Dharmaraja. So this is a conversation between Bhishma and Dharmaraja, and he says, I have exhausted all dharma. What is the biggest dharma? Can you tell me what is the biggest dharma? I wanted to know about dharma. I am helpless. My mind is all perplexed. I have killed so many people. What am I achieving out of it? So in that 18th book or 18th Parva, 135th chapter, so Vishnu Sahasranama begins. So Vishnu Sahasranama is the recitation of Lord Narayan's guna by naming them as narrated or as sung by Bhishma Pitamaha. Pitamaha means great grandfather. Bhishma Pitamaha to his great grandson Yudhishthira. See. So how did this happen? So this Sahasranama is in the 13th Parva or 13th volume. In that 13th volume, 135th chapter is about Vishnu Sahasranama. So Vishnu Sahasranama is part of Mahabharata. Mahabharata was written by Sage Vyasa. In those days there was no Zoom, there was no recording. All they do is they listen. They had very good memory. Grahana Sakti, Dharana Sakti, to itna tha. So they started listening. So Vyasa narrated this Mahabharata contemporaneously. That means this act was all going on. And Vyasa wrote and he narrated it to one of his disciples. who was given responsibility to propagate Itihasa and Purana. So Vyasa did 5 things. He basically compiled all the Vedas and then divided them into 4, Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharvana. And he brought 4 disciples to propagate the Vedas. Those rishis were known as Paila, Vaisampayana, Jaimini, Sumantu. But then when it came to Purana and Itihasa, he picked one of his disciples known as Roma Harsha. And Roma Harsha started spreading Purana and Itihasa. And Roma Harsha had a son called Ugra Sravas. Ugra means deep. Sravas means capability of listening. So Roma Harsha had a son called Ugra Sravas. And that Ugra Sravas learned certain aspects of Purana and Itihasa from his father, who directly learnt from Vyasa. These things one has to know, because it's very difficult to decipher if you read books. You have to learn through proper tutelage. That we all did when we were young, right? Okay. So this Roma Harsha had a son called Ugra Sravas, and that Ugra Sravas was responsible for propagating this Mahabharata. So how did he do that? So Ugra Sravas, with the blessing of his father Roma Harsha and his preceptor Sage Vyasa, he was in Ganges, on the banks of Ganges. Coincidentally, another disciple of Vyasa called Vaisampayana was telling the story of Mahabharata to Janamejaya. Janamejaya is basically belonging to Pandava dynasty. Let's see this. So Janamejaya is basically great grandson of Arjuna. So Arjuna was married to Krishna's sister called Subhadra. So from Arjuna and Subhadra, Abhimanyu was born. But Abhimanyu was killed in the Mahabharata war using Chakravyuh. But Abhimanyu married a girl called Uttara, who is the son of King Virata. Okay. Then Abhimanyu died in the war. Abhimanyu had a son called Parikshit. That is, the Parikshit is the one who brought Bhagavat. Okay. Parikshit married a lady called Madhravati, the princess of Madhra Rajya. So Arjuna married Krishna's sister Subhadra. Then came Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu married a girl called Uttara. That relationship gave birth to Parikshit. Parikshit married a girl called Madhravati of Madhra Rajya. And there came Janamejaya. But Parikshit had a sharp. So Parikshit was going to be killed by a Daksha, a snake. So Parikshit died. While dying, before dying, he listened the Bhagavata story sung by Sukha Brahma, who is the son of Vyasa. Now, having listened that his father Parikshit was killed by a sarpa, by a snake, Janamejaya got angry. So Janamejaya did a sarpa yaga and made a vow that he is going to kill all the snakes on earth. So he started doing yajna on the bank of Ganges. Who? Janamejaya, the son of Parikshit. But if all the snakes are killed, the world will not have a balanced ecology. So the rishi, particularly Vaisampayana, who is the disciple of Vyasa, came to Janamejaya and said, I understand your anger, but listen, instead of killing all the sarpas, all the snakes, why don't you understand what was the reason that your grandfather, great-grandfather went into this war? So he started telling the story of Mahabharata. On the banks of Ganges, Sage Vaisampayana started telling the story of Mahabharata, which was fought by great-grandfather of Janamejaya. So, Arjunan vandu Subhadra. So, some Tamil people are there. So, Arjunan vandu கண்ணனுடைய தங்க சுபத்ராய மணக்கிறான். அதுக்கு வந்தவன் தான் அபிமன்யு. அபிமன்யு சக்கரவியூகத்தாலே பாரத போரிலே கொல்லப்படுகிறான். அபிமன்யுவுக்கு உத்திரை என்ற பெண்ணுடன் விவாகம். அந்த விவாகத்தில் வந்தவன் தான் பரீட்சித்து. அந்த பரீட்சித்து ஒரு முனிவருடைய சாபத்தினாலே தக்ஷகன் என்ற நாகத்தினாலே கொல்லப்படுகின்றான். அவனுக்கு பிறந்தவன் தான் ஜனமேஜயன். தன் தகப்பனாருக்கு ஒரு பாம்பாலே மரணம் ஏற்பட்டது என்று அறிந்து இந்த ஜனமேஜயன் யாரு? அர்ஜுனனுடைய கொள்ளுப்பேரன், நேர் கொள்ளுப்பேரன், சர்ப்பயாகம் பண்றான். அந்த சர்ப்பயாகம் பண்ணா எல்லா பாம்புகளும் கொண்டுட்டுன்னா உலகில் இயற்கை மாற்றம் வந்துடும் இல்லையா? படைப்பு, இறைவனுடைய படைப்பில் மாற்றம் வந்துடும். அதனால் வைசம்பாயனர் என்கின்ற ரிஷி, ஜனமேஜய ராஜனே, இந்த கோபம் அர்த்தம் உள்ளது. ஆனால் இந்த போரானது எதற்கு ஏற்பட்டது என்ற கதையை நான் உனக்கு சொல்றேன் என்று மகாபாரதத்தை வைசம்பாயன ரிஷி அர்ஜுனனுடைய கொள்ளுப்பேரனாகிய ஜனமேஜயனுக்கு சொல்றான். இப்படித்தான் மகாபாரதம் ஆரம்பிக்கிறது. இந்த மகாபாரதத்துக்கு உள்ள ஒரு பாகத்தில் 18 நாள் போர் முடிந்து பீஷ்மரானவர் அந்த அம்பு படுக்கையிலே படுத்து கிடக்கிறார். பல மாதங்கள், உத்தராயணம் வரது வரைக்கும், தைப்பொங்கல் வர வரைக்கும் இருக்கிற சமயத்தில், அந்த சமயத்தில் யுதிஷ்டிரர் முதலிய பாண்டவர்கள் அனைவரும் பீஷ்மரிடம் சென்று, இப்படியெல்லாம் நாங்கள் பண்ணிட்டோம், எனக்கு உயர்ந்த தர்மத்தை சொல்லுங்கள் என்று கேட்கிறார்கள். இது 113வது பாகம். 13வது பாகத்துக்கு பேர் அனுசாசன பர்வா. அதில் இது வருது. அதன் மத்தியிலே 135வது உட்பாகம், 135வது சாப்டர்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. அதில் இந்த விஷ்ணு சகஸ்ரநாமம் என்று 108 பாட்டுக்கள், 108 ஸ்லோகாஸ் ஆர் தேர். புரிஞ்சுதா? இதுதான் சகஸ்ரநாமம். ஏன் சகஸ்ரநாமத்தை படிக்கணும்? சகஸ்ரநாமம் என்பது தர்மத்தை சொல்கின்றது. தர்மத்தை எப்படி சொல்றது? It tells about the gunas of Lord Krishna, because Krishna is nothing but dharmam. Krishnan வேறில்லை, தர்மம் வேறில்லை. Vyasa himself sings, Namo dharmaya brihate Krishnaya akunta medase. Vyasa sings, Namo dharmaya mahate. What is dharma? Krishna. Krishnaya akunta vedase. Akunta means no division. There is no dementia for Krishna. Medase means jnana, brain activity. There is no break. There is no, akunta means no break. So he has a great brain. That's why he talked Bhagavad Gita. So namo dharmaya brihate Krishnaya akunta medase. So Krishna is dharma. Dharma is Krishna. So I am going to teach dharma by praising Krishna. So he is going to praise Krishna, nothing but the embodiment of dharma. Dharmatin swaroop. Krishna kaun hai? Krishna to dharma ka swaroop. I think there are people in this group who know Hindi. If you want to listen in Sanskrit, I will do. If there are people in Telugu, I will do. If there are people in Tamil, I will do. But in common, I will do in English. So Krishna is nothing but dharma. Dharma is nothing but Krishna. So I am going to talk about dharma, but I am going to talk about dharma by giving you the names of Lord Narayana. The names represent his activity. So Bhishma Pitamaha, the great grandfather of Arjuna, is going to praise Lord Narayan using his activities and his gunas, using 1008 names compiled in 108 slokas that appear in chapter 135 of the 13th book of Mahabharata called Anusasana Parva. So this is Sahasranam. Why we should do Sahasranam? Because we have to live according to dharma. So what is people say? Dharma is nothing but Krishna. Vadhanti Mahatmanam Krishnam Dharmam Sanathanam. It is quite a coincidence. When there is a lot of debate on Sanatana, Sanatana is nothing but Dharma. Krishnam Dharmam Sanathanam. Namo Dharmaya Mahate. Namak Krishnaya Vedhase. Krishnam Dharmam Sanathanam. What is Krishna? Sanskrit is beautiful. For every word, there is a root meaning. Why do I call Veda? Veda means Vitajnane. It gives rise to Jnana. Vida means to learn. Vida means to learn, to know. So that which gives you the Jnana, that which gives you the perennial Jnana is known as Veda. Vidajnana iti Veda. Similarly, Krishna. Krishna means who? He is Krishika Ishaha iti Krishna. Krishika means all your Indriyas. Karmendriya, Jnanendriya. And the one who controls. Ishaha means one who controls. Ishvara means one who controls. So, Krishna has the ability to control all the senses. So, he is known as Krishna. Namo Dharma Yamaha. Dharma is big. But that Dharma is nothing but Krishna. Krishna is nothing but Dharma. So, I am going to talk to you about the various activities of Lord Krishna, who says, Bhishma says to Yudhishthira. Right? So, I am going to talk about the activities of Lord Krishna, which is nothing but Dharma. But when you understand the guna, when you understand the character, Kannanuடைய இயல்புகள், Kannanuடைய விளையாட்டுகள், இவற்றை புரிந்தால் கிருஷ்ணகா கிரீடா. Kridati vanamali goshte. Kridati vanamali. Because there are people from northern part of India, I will also use, if possible, if something, I will try to bring all the things, whether it is from Namdev or whether it is from Tukaram or from Tulsidas, will go. So today I want to bring to you what is Sahasranam. So it is Krida, Kridati Vanamali. Vanamali ka Krida. Vanamali to Krishna. Vanamali na Tulsi. Tulsi mala dharana karne wala to Vanamali. So this is the activity. This is the playful activity of Lord Krishna, which also tells about his guna. So if you understand the guna, if you understand the activities, Kannanuடைய விளையாட்டுக்களை அறிந்தால் தர்மம் புரியும். If we understand the playful activities of Lord Krishna, we will understand Dharma. When you understand Dharma, you will get Sukham. Chanakya, Kautilya Arthasastra में बोलता है चाणक्य सुखस्य मूलम धर्मम. How do I get peace? Sukhasya moolam dharmam. Chanakya says. So if you want peace, what you should do? I should do dharma. So this is what Sahasranama. So how does Sahasranama begin? Sahasranama begins talking about unity of the world. Prathama guna in Sahasranama is Visvam. So the God is ever pervasive, Visvam, Vasudaiva Kutumpakam. I like him, I don't like him. I like this place, I don't like this place. For Kannan, it is not like that. He likes everybody. He is all pervasive. So the Vishnu Sahasranama begins for Loka Kalyanam, for global unity, Visvam. The first guna or the first character of Lord is Visvam. He is ever pervasive, Visvam. Then the second one is, why he is called Visvam? Because he is all pervasive, Vishnu. The first sloka, the first two gunas of Krishna, Visvam, Vishnu. Vishnu means Vyapti, Engum Nirainda Parampurul. Sarv place mein hai. So, Visvam, I know the time. Visvam, Vishnu. So, the Sahasranama begins with universal understanding. And how does Sahasranama end? Vanamali Gati Sharngi Chanki. So it talks about the nature of Lord Krishna, and he says, you are the only refuge. Vanamali Gati Sharngi Chanki Chakri Chanandaki Shriman Narayano Vishnu. You are Narayana. You are my abode. So you please save me. So that tells that there is something supreme. So the Sahasranama begins with unity, Visvam Vishnu, and then last sloka of Sahasranama is I am helpless. That means there are always superior to me. So it doesn't lead you to ego. Right? So Abhirakshatu. So it starts with Viswam and ends with I am subservient to you. Oh Lord, you are the universal protector. I am the subservient to you. So it is a beautiful way of expression of Dharma. Krishnam Dharmam Sanathanam. So this has been written by Vyasa, narrated as a samvad, as a discussion between Vaisampayana Rishi and Janamejaya, and within that discussion, in Anusashana Parva, the Dharma is described by Bhishma Pitamaha to Yudhishthira and his brothers. So, you recite the name of Lord. By reciting the name of Lord, you understand Dharma. When you understand Dharma, you will lead a life which will give you Sukham. Sukhasya Moolam Dharmam, as said by Sage Kautilya Chanakya. So, Sahasranama means it is Vishnu Sahasranam. Gita means it is Bhagavad Gita. There are so many Gitas: Uddhava Gita, Bhikshu Gita, Avaduta Gita, Rama Gita, Shiva Gita, Dharmavyada Gita, Uddhava Gita. But if you simply say Sahasranama, it is Vishnu Sahasranama. If you simply say Gita, it is Bhagavad Gita. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet. So, Sahasranama has to be studied, and it should be done every day in the evening hours. In the evening hours, after you light the diya, you light the lamp before God, and this should be a nitya practice, daily practice to do Sahasranama. So this is one of the simplest form of expressing bhakti. Okay, Shubham. So from next class, we will start reciting each sloka. So Sahasranama means Vishnu Sahasranama. Okay.